Hello everyone, it's Veronica again. I'm thinking of changing the name of my channel, maybe. We'll see. VAB, Tarot Oracle. I don't mind it having my name on, but I don't know, just a thought I have. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out what to say as an introduction to everyone when I come on. And some people use like lovelies and beautiful souls. And if you watch a lot of tarot tubers and witchy people on YouTube, you probably know who I'm talking about when I even say these introductions. Pop Tarts and baby dolls, you probably know who I'm talking about. So yeah, I wanted to find my own introduction, but for now I'm just gonna say hi, I'm Veronica, and just go on with the video. The other thing, to this video, I want to say thank you to new subscribers that I have received on the channel. I really appreciate it. Coming on and subscribing to my channel. Yeah, it's really nice. It's amazing. I know it's only been a few days, and I've been, up to now, I've been active more on Instagram. And even though I've been on YouTube a lot, I've been shy to put out a lot of comments and things like that, but I have been watching people for years. So at least since 2014, 2015. So yeah, YouTube, I might have mentioned this in my first video. YouTube is it's a platform that I watch a lot. I don't watch much news. I don't have TV or cable TV, but I do have Netflix, of course, and Crave lately because I really wanted to watch Drag Race, RuPaul's Drag Race UK, and the Canadian one. So excited when I saw that Crave had it. And a bunch of other shows that I couldn't find anywhere else. And who needs cable? I haven't had like cable TV, like regular TV channels. Wow, I think it's like 15 years now. So, and YouTube is again one of the sources that I like to watch a lot. So, YouTube, podcasts, I put specifically like Stitcher, and Spotify too for music, but I also listen to podcasts now on Spotify, but Stitcher is the main one that I go to. And then, of course, I like audiobooks, and then Netflix, Prime, Amazon Prime, and Crave right now. So yeah, and that's kind of I watch these platforms and things like this because and especially YouTube and Instagram, because I feel like I connect with people and not with authorities or I don't know, politicians or governments in a sense. So I feel like people on YouTube are people for the most part, right? And I want to hear their stories. I want to hear about people's lives, and how they are doing, right? So it's been more attractive to me to watch channels such as these. I'm also part of Patreon. I'm not putting any content there or anything, but I'm following people on there and subscribing to them, if that's what it's called. I'm a Patreon of some of the channels that I watch on YouTube. Most recently, Kellyanne Maddox, came on Patreon, so that was nice. I really like that. So I'm a Patreon for a few. Joy Morris, which I absolutely adore. And a bunch of other people. So anyway, yeah, so I was just thinking about this the other day, and I just wanted to say thank you for everyone that has watched my 3 little videos so far, and those who have subscribed. I really appreciate it. So today I want to be a little bit more not rambly, I guess. I want to have like more of a subject and some thoughts that I've had. As you might be able to see over here, you can see Star Trek. I've mentioned, I think in my first video, that I'm rewatching Star Trek The Next Generation and the other two shows like Star Trek Voyager and Star Trek DS9. I am mostly right now, like in the last few days, I kind of keep swapping between them, depends on my mood. In the last couple of days, I've been watching a lot more the next TNG, The Next Generation. Because the first season is not that great, I'm hearing, and I agree, but I want to watch from the beginning. I don't want to skip to like the good season, which is, I think they say is like season 3 or something like that, but I'm on the second season now, and it's already starting to be better. Specifically, I'm on season 2, episode 15 right now, and this episode is what gave me the idea for the talk that I want to have here today. So this is an episode called Pen Pals, and hopefully it's not a spoiler for anybody because it's such an old show. But anyway, Data befriends a being on the planet that they are near, and they searching for some biological, I guess you would call it. Anyway, some things that are happening on the planet, and they're getting destroyed by volcanoes and tremors and things like that. So, and then the main thing that, came to mind is, when they look at the Prime Directive, which from my understanding is to, to follow the Prime Directive is to not interfere with certain cultures, not so certain, but most cultures and things like that, to not interfere with their evolution and growth and things like that, and to be very careful not to get involved in any dealings with other planets and things like that. So anyway, and then this whole discussion, are they breaching the Prime Directive? Should they help this little girl's planet from not being destroyed and all of that? So it's really interesting episode. I really liked it. And then there's also this other plot, I guess, going on about Wesley Crusher, that this is his first, they put him in charge of checking the I don't remember now crystals or minerals of the planet and things like that, to figure out what's going on, and his first leadership role as well. So that was also interesting to me, to see how that kind of evolved, and how it happened for Wesley, and how he used his authority and responsibilities and instinct to lead others for the first time, and to be a team lead, right? Anyway, and then as I was watching, like, I really thought about, this Prime Directive and this tendency that someone like me has, for example, to help others. I am in a profession where I help others. I want to do tarot readings for people to help others, but it made me think of, because I used to be like super helpful, let's say, and I had to learn to not be so helpful, and I have learned to be more mindful, I guess, where I give my time and energy and my help. And also I've learned, from, and again, like, I'm listening to a lot of people, and I'm thinking for myself, and reflecting on myself. So for example, if you help too much, others don't get a chance to use their own ability to grow or solve problems or things like that. So I had to kind of tone down the amount of instinct that I had for like helping others in whatever capacity, right? So I'm still learning that. I'm not doing as much as I did. I have been putting some boundaries in place, but it was such an interesting episode, because then I thought of spirit guides or deity or God or the universe, source, whatever, higher self, and how I was wondering how many times those of us that do work with spirit guides and deities or whatever, how many times, or just the universe, how we say, the universe knows, you just have to let the universe direct you in a certain direction. And how many times have we been helped and we didn't know that we've been helped by a spirit guide, let's say, or some kind of divine intervention. And so the team, Star Trek team, with Picard and Riker and Deanna, they were like, and Geordi and all that, they were having a conversation about exactly this, like, is this part of the divine plan then, or the universal plan, and should we interfere and help this planet? Anyhow, in the end, hopefully, spoiler alert, they do end up helping the planet and the little girl, but they wipe her memory. So Dr. Pulaski, it's the character's name, Picard asks her to wipe the girl's memory, so Data takes her back to her home planet and her own home, and leaves her there with the planet and the people on the planet being safe now. So anyway, huge subject. Like it's really hard for me to have it all together in a sense, but I was thinking of this, and like my learning path with helping others, and when it's too much help, and when to help and when not to help, and all that. So yeah, the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about and to show you are a couple decks, a tarot and an oracle deck. I did mention in some other videos that I do like, it might have been the last video when I talked about the pear tree oracle, that I do like combinations of like tarot and oracles that I feel like kind of go together. If they can be by the same artist, even better. So I do have, so not for the same artist, but at least the same creator, the same type of vibe for them to have. So I do have a couple decks that I want to talk to you about. Anyway, if you have any questions about anything I've mentioned before I got on to talking about decks, let me know. I'll try to answer as best as possible, because I've mumbled a bunch of things there. Spiritual type of things and happenings and ideas, and this ideas of helping, not helping, when to help, and all that. So if you have any questions about that, let me know and I'll do my best to answer. All right, so this is a deck. Hang on, let's show you the tarot deck first. The tarot deck came first. So it's the ETA Tarot. ETA stands for Emerging Toronto Artists. I live in Toronto, Canada. So, of course, when I have to admit that I only recently got this deck in the last few months. And I got the Oracle first. And I don't think at the time I realized, so the ETA Oracle, the Crown, I don't think at the time I realized that there also was a tarot deck. So of course when I saw there was a tarot deck, the box is broken. It came like that, but it's fine. When I realized they have a tarot deck, of course I wanted the tarot deck as well. So this is the box for the tarot deck, and this is the box for the Oracle deck. So this is by same organization for artists, Emerging Toronto Artists, Oracle. So the tarot says it has 80 card deck. To be honest, I only kind of looked through it quickly once. It's not even shuffled. As you can see, I have the full here as the first card, and it's one of those collaborative decks. I know not everybody's crazy about these type of collaborative decks. Maybe because sometimes they don't seem so cohesive. To be honest, I don't think this deck seems super cohesive in a sense, like you can tell there's different artists, of course, but it still goes together. I still like it. And even decks that don't feel super cohesive, I have a lot of the 78 tarot decks, so I don't mind that as much. It doesn't really bother me that they don't look, you know, super uniform, like they by similar artists or similar art style. I've come to appreciate the different art styles in decks like this. So I'll show you a few cards, and then I'll show you. So this one came out in 2017. It was a Kickstarter project, and then the Oracle came out. Oh, I have a few cards. Okay, the Oracle came out in 2019, I believe. I think it was a Kickstarter as well. It was on Kickstarter in 2019, but I believe the cards, people started getting cards in like early February of 2020. So this is the Eta Oracle, the Crown. So a lot of the characters have crowns in this deck. So here's the backs of the Oracle, Eta Oracle, and here are the backs for the Tarot, Eta Tarot. Yeah, so let's show you a few cards. If I feel brave enough, I might do a short reading about this helping, not helping, and to see what kind of thoughts and ideas come out regarding this, you know, just helping in general, and when too much help is too much, because I definitely have a tendency of helping too much, even though I'm curtailing it. You know, I've been working on that a lot more. So yeah, I might want to do just like a general reading to just see what comes out of that. I've never done that, to see as in general what comes out of these kind of ideas. So since the Oracle, the Tarot's in order, I think I'm just going to go and show you a few cards from the Tarot deck. So you already saw the Fool. Here's the Magician. I'll show you a few majors, and then I'll show you some minors. High Priestess. Beautiful, huh? The Empress. Sexy Empress. Gorgeous. Look at the Emperor. I think this artist, if I'm not mistaken, while the area of the city at Young and Sinclair was under construction, I think some of his art, or the artist's name is at the top, no, the bottom, Emily Barkas. I don't know if I say the name right, but this is her name. I think she was having some art on the those panels that kind of cover the construction site. Let's see. The Lovers, 2 females. Nice. Here's the Strength. Interesting style of art. Unfortunately, I'm not too versed in the type of art. I just know that I like it, or I resonate with it, or not so much. This is a very different style of art among these cards. That's the Wheel of Fortune. So supposedly there's 80 cards in here, so I'm not sure what the extra cards are, to be honest. We'll see. There might be extra majors. I'm not sure what the extras are. Justice is interesting. There's a sword at the base or instead of a trunk of that tree. Death. I always want to see the death card. I forgot to look at the hermit. It's okay. Let's see. The devil. I couldn't make sense of this art, but I think I can see it now. I don't know if you can see it. You can probably see it. Sometimes when I look at my own cards in my hand, it's one thing, but then when I actually look at walkthroughs and when I see people like showing cards on video, it's like I see them differently. It's like I notice things that I don't notice when I look at them with my own eyes in my own hands. So it's strange. The Star. The Moon. Not crazy about the Moon. It's a little bit abstract, but it's okay. The Sun. The World. Oof, I like the World card. She's awesome. So yes, I think the extra cards. So there's 2 extra cards. The Curator, I believe. And the Thriving Artist. Interesting. She has pentacles here. She has 3 pentacles. You see? Yeah. And it gives me the vibe of a 2 of Wands. But it's interesting that there's 3 pentacles here. So I don't know if that was meant to be a pentacles card and then it got turned into something else. Let's show you the aces. Ace of Wands. Interesting. It looks like fabric. It's not. It's a paint and digital art, but it looks like material. Let's see. Let's show you the Ace of Cups. Let's show you the Ace of Swords. As a person, a sword swallower. And what do we have? Ace of Pentacles. Oh man, the Ace of Pentacles. I love Pentacles. It's just, that is a beautiful Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. Let's see. 3 of Wands. I see quite a few of the 3 of Wands with this 3 branches and this. Recently I saw somewhere like this kind of symbol to mean like a portal of some kind, or to form a portal. Who has that on 3 of Wands? I believe gosh man, I'm going blank. What's that deck that Papa Squirrel recently did a video on? Oh my god, Papa Squirrel. He said it's the worst deck ever, which I disagree. Anyway, the Wild Unknown. I think the Wild Unknown might have that, or the other deck that looks like the Wild Unknown in a way. Ugh, it's horrible. I have so many decks, I can't remember their names now. Anyway, you might know what I'm talking about. I don't know. It's a similar style of art. It's just more people in it instead of just animals compared to the Wild Unknown. Ugh, I can't for the life of me remember it now. Anyway, what else should we show you? 6 of Wands is interesting. Wow, look at this Seven of Wands. Woo! Does that ever paint the picture of Seven of Wands? And you needing to defend yourself and stand up for yourself. Wow. Let's see. Oh, the Ten of Wands. I believe the Ten of Wands, this one with the stag and the heavy horns or antlers, reminds me of the deck. Wow, I'm so terrible with names. It has like black background and it's like color. It looks like chalk, like colorful chalk or crayon. Oh my god, it has like orange borders and everybody's been trimming it. Something with crows. So awful. Where's the book? I don't know. This is so embarrassing. Something like Raven Path or... I'm terrible. Terrible. Anyway, my goodness. Should I edit this? I don't have time for that. I don't have time for editing. It is what it is. I'll, try to do better. Anyway, let's continue with the cards. So, Page of Wands. Very beautiful and colorful. Knight of Wands. Two of Cups. Interesting take. She's by herself. She does have the glasses, so she's gonna, have a good time with somebody. Five of Cups, different style of art again. Six of Cups. Interesting. Eight of Cups. She looks worried. This is very collage-y, 10 of Cups. I was thinking of collage decks too, and how a lot of people don't like them, but how I've learned to appreciate them. One of the ones I first got was the Voyager Tarot, and oh my god, I love that deck because of the book, and I'm not super crazy about the images, but I don't mind them either. But it's such an interesting deck. Let's see. King of Cups. Already. Two of Swords. Talk about Two of Swords. That's interesting. Do you know which deck is interesting, you guys? I'm gonna have to show it to you. I think it's called the Mona Lisa Tarot. It's so interesting. I love that deck. I've only read with it once because I have a lot of decks, so I'm trying to like use, decks like once a week so I can go through all of them, and use them all. But I just have a lot of decks, not that many, but not like 400 or 300 or whatever. But I have, I think, 100, if not more. Three of Swords. Maybe people might be curious about the Three of Swords. Oh my god, this is 29 minutes long already. The video. What should I do? Should I continue? That's what happens if I blab at the beginning. Let's just at least show you the tarot deck. Five of Swords. Callie, or reminds me of Callie. Doesn't say it is Cali. Seven of Swords. The artist is called, her art looks familiar. It's called Soraya Torres, I believe. Interesting. Look at Eight of Swords. Oh god, the Ten of Swords. This is just, ouch. Knight of Swords is interesting. Look at her. What else? Three of Pentacles. Oh, this is interesting. The artist's name is Rochelle Derlick. It's like a... This is the Four of Pentacles, very Celtic knot type of artwork. Wow, look at the Five of Pentacles. Like a crone, older lady. Six of Pentacles, that's interesting. Look at the Seven of Pentacles. Where is he growing here? His muscles? His strength? Oh, this is beautiful. The Nine of Pentacles. Gorgeous. And Ten of Pentacles. It's interesting. Okay, let's show you three more cards. The Knight of Pentacles, the Queen. I don't know if it's an image or painting of the Queen. There's a bit of nudity there. And the King of Pentacles. It's like a skeletal figure or a skeletal being or a amethyst being, I don't know. Yeah, so I think if I do a reading regarding, you know, helping others, I think this video is gonna be too long. So what should I do? Let's just do it. You don't have to watch the whole thing in one take. You can pause, come back to it later, or don't come back to it, you know, whatever you feel. But it feels unfinished if I don't do the reading. I can show you the oracle in another video. But let's shuffle these cards a bit and let's do the reading.